Hey folks, this is Gene Arnold from Regular Guy Mountain Biking. Tonight I've got my buddy Brian Kennedy from BKXC on the line with me. There we go. And we're going to be talking about pedals tonight. Clipless, flats, which one do you like? Brian and I will give us our opinions, and we'll take it from there. All right, Brian, so pedals, okay? I get emails from, different places and stuff like that, and they talk about, do you ride flats now? Do you ride clipless? Should you switch? What's good for what? I've gone back to flats. That's what I like. But what's your 2 cents? What do you ride now? What do you like to use?
So personally, I've done clipless for years now, and it's kind of funny too, because when I was kind of looking, what should I do? What shouldn't I do? Me and my brother just kind of went on, hey, what are the pros doing? They're clipped in. So if it's good enough for the pros, that's good enough for me. They're wearing spandex, I'm wearing spandex. But, it just works better that way. They've got it figured out. But now, you see these enduro riders. Right. I think some of them do flats, some of them do clipless. I think Nate Hills does clipless, and then a lot of the other ones are doing flats. So you go back and forth. So one thing about that, last weekend when I did my ride on the Intense Spider on Hole in the Ground, I've got 2 videos up about that on my channel if you guys check them out. It was on flats because I had forgotten my pedals. so we put flat pedals on, and I hadn't ridden flats in years. And at first I was like, oh Jesus, this is weird, and it's a different bike that I hadn't ridden before, so I felt like it was kind of bucking me off a little bit. But by the end of it, it felt pretty good. It felt good. I definitely on the climbing, the technical ascending stuff, where normally if I'm clipped in, I would be able to pull up and just kind of be one with the bike more. It didn't work as well. Now, but there's little. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. But when you did that, did you have specific shoes for this? So tell me about that.
Yeah. So I actually have these Mavic. I think Cross Max Elite or Cross something Elite. We'll put a picture up right here. They're kind of blue and orange. They're pretty cool, but they're enough of a hybrid of a shoe where I just took off the cleats. Like about a couple minutes into the ride, the cleats were starting to feel on the flat, so I unscrewed the cleats, and then I had the flats on the flat pedals, and it felt good. They're almost like a hike-a-bike athletic shoe. Somebody even commented like, hey, are you wearing running shoes? I'm like, no, they're Mavic.
Gosh. So obviously most of us always started with clipless just to get going. Like you don't just, I don't know. Anyway, I started on flats years ago anyway. And then my buddy Frank and I, just like you said, people are going to clipless, so I gave him a try. We got to find this VHS recording. I'm on his backyard on a hill, and he's got me falling. Literally, but that was back when the camera was on your shoulder.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's when I went to clipless, and I went with Spuds, and I was using those, and I fell a lot. But it was a good way to get going because you're in there. But with the new compounds in the shoes now, so I ride. I've been riding a lot of SixSixOne. I like their shoes. I've been using them for years. And in fact, I'll put a picture up of the one band. The bottoms are completely ripped up. But if you get the right pedals with the right pins and the right, kind of sticky type of material, I feel I get a pretty good connection with the bike. And I switched back. But the main reason why I switched back is because I felt that my form wasn't that good. And I was compensating more with the pedal to do things that, what I'm saying? Like I should have been doing it by having better form and things like that. So I thought it would be good to start back up again on flats. Then with the flats, and I went back to egg beaters. I was using egg beaters for a long time. And I've said a number of times I like Crank Brothers, so I went with their flats. And they're pretty good. But between those and the SixSixOnes, I'm in there pretty good, and
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with you on like the being clipped in kind of helps you with bad habits, and you're kind of always on a rail. Where if you have the flats on, you need to adjust your body more. You're not getting the training wheel effect of doing the wrong things and not hurting you. So when you're on those flats and you're gripped in, that's it. There's no lying. There's no faking it doing that.
And personally, I feel like Maybe I'll take a little bit more of a chance on some of the things. Like maybe some of the rock gardens, I'll look at it and say, I'll give it a whirl now because with the well, they're flats. I can get out a little bit easier. And also to your point, my Remedy 8 is a little bit more on the enduro cross country side. So I'll take that to Mountain Creek. Actually, I'm going to do my first enduro race, October 2nd. I'm pretty psyched about that. As long as I don't get myself hurt again before it happens, anyway. But I don't know. I just feel a little bit more comfortable now. But it's only because the pedals have gotten so much better, and the shoe compound. I mean, one of these days, I'd like to get a pair of what are they called, 510s?
Yes.
But that's like crazy money. Like even the closeout ones are like $70-$80 for the shoes. Mm-hmm. But you it's an investment. You'll keep those shoes for a long time. But that compound,
definitely.
Guy Phil Metz, I think he put up a good video on those, and he was even saying that some of these compounds are so sticky that like it's almost like I don't want to say like you're clipped in, but it's pretty damn close.
Yeah. And it's funny you talk about the comfort factor, and I really haven't had many like bloopers and like getting caught in my clips as I did when I was first starting out. That's just a part of it, and crashing and being awkward and all that stuff. But I really can't remember the last time I was kind of trapped in my pedals, and I've always been able to clip out pretty quickly. And maybe it's just a matter of that I use Shimano XT pedals. Maybe they're just so worn in and they're so loose that they're just boom, I can clip out at a moment's notice.
Well, I got to say, if I did go back, I would go back to my egg beaters because, to your point, those were awesome. I never felt trapped. I could get out in an instant, but I still was in them. You know what I'm saying? Like I still felt like I was part of the bike. And those are nice because they have 4 entry points. You've got, because there is no structure around the pedal. So that's pretty cool how you can just kind of cycle around and you get in. So it's good when it's muddy and stuff like that. Well, actually, mud doesn't really even get stuck in them that much. The only downside about them is I would say they're not the most popular style. So you can, borrow a bike or do something. If you got the spuds, most people have that clip style, so it's easier. But but I'm pretty happy with the flats now. Now the one thing I want to take a look at, there's another guy called Bike James. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not. I think he was a coach for Yeti or something like that. But he came out with these platform pedals. I mean, they're huge, dude. They're like monstrous. But his point, he's all about flat pedals. But his opinion is the size of the pedal has a lot to do with the where your foot falls on it, and it's allowing to get more grip, and it's a better platform for you. So I want to try to give those a shot at some point. But it's just money and trying more things.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny, too, because these are the same XT pedals I've had for years now. They actually weren't on my bike when it got stolen. I had a different set of pedals on my bike. I just happened to because I was using a different bike, so now I've still got these pedals. And then the pair of Giro shoes that I just switched out of had lasted for like 5 years and thousands of miles of riding. So you buy a good pair of shoes that maybe cost a little bit more. It's just like everything else in the sport.
Yeah, I agree.
You spend the money and it'll last.
I mean, I'm only riding those new 661 shoes because they sent them over for a review. I like 661 stuff. They're good stuff. And but the other shoes I was wearing, they're so old, but they're good if you get a good pair of shoes. So the only reason why I even want to try 510, it's not because I'm disappointed with the 661 at all, but they've got such a hype. They're supposed to be so good that I just want to give them a try just to see if it's even worth, and just do a review for folks and kind of say, hey, I'm riding my 661s. They're a mid-priced shoe. I feel a good quality shoe. Should you spend $150? I don't know.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Is there a bike or a style of riding where you consider switching?
I guess if it was just pure downhill, if you're at the bike park and you're all rigged up with your helmet and your neck brace and all that stuff, it seems like that would be the way to go, especially if you were using 510s and they were the state-of-the-art stickiness and everything's kind of feels the same as anything else. But that would probably be the case for me, that because I'm pretty sure at that level,
Right.
they're not clipped in. But I think in between, in the enduro, there's still kind of a little 50-50 going on. And then cross country, everybody's clipped in.
Yeah, that's true. And it is crazy. I watched some of the Red Bull downhill stuff, and yeah, some of those guys are clipped in.
Okay.
And I'm just like, that's just sick. I mean, like Aaron Gwen, that dude's clipped in.
Yeah, you're one with the bike. You're one with the bike, and I think that I like that idea of just hey, it's moving around, but you're still on it no matter what, and obviously you're attached to it. So anything happens, the bike's not gonna fly away. It's gonna kind of be attached and take you out with it.
I mean, I could see maybe the benefit of it in downhill because these guys are moving so fast. Let's put it this way. They're going so fast, if you go down, you're screwed whether you're clipped in or not, right? I mean, come on. That's going to hurt no matter what happens. So when they hit some of those rock gardens, they're not coming out, like they're in there. But I'd be curious, folks that are watching this right now, what do you guys like to ride with? Do you guys or gals, right? I might be getting a bunch of people watching this now, but and what brand do you like to use? Because like I said, I'm going with Crank Brothers, and trust me, they haven't given me anything. It's just one of those things where you get with a brand, like you said, if you have those same pedals, if someone stole them, you'd buy them again. I mean, those are.
Definitely.
Oh, I shouldn't even said that. I'm going to jinx you because something. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
But I like those now, and it's got a good platform. And I like that I can adjust the pins and take them out. But that's what I ride on my fat bike, especially on my fat bike, because in the winter with the snow, there's no other way. I mean, that's it, because you'd get ice inside the cleat. It's not going to happen. For winter, for fat biking, that's all I'd ever use.
Nice. Yeah, I don't even consider that being in California, all the nuances. Right. It's like, hey, it's either a little bit muddy or it's dry.
That's a good point. Yeah, well, I mean, just, it's good to kind of send these questions out to people. So like I said, folks, what's your 2 cents? Do you ride clipless? Why do you? What's your brand that you like? Do you ride flats? Again, same thing. Would you like us to test any brands out for us? Brian's trying all kinds of different bikes. He's got a lot of different reviews on them. We're doing reviews all the time. If there's a particular brand you'd like to learn more about, let us know. We'll see if we can get a hold of them and try them and get some information for them. But that's really what I wanted to talk about tonight. Learn about pedals, and it's good that you try different things. So always good, and always. One of these days, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in a hotel room right now. So, folks, I'm actually in Brian's neck of the wood right now, but schedules didn't agree. We can't go ride, but I'll come back out to San Francisco again and ride, and we'll do some stuff. All right, folks. Well, anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in again. My buddy Brian from BKXC, Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking. Subscribe, like, give us your opinions. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you later on.